Hey, welcome to Wallet Sense. My name is Chris. This is my channel with financial topics. Today is a little bit different because I'm going to talk about your finances after being laid off. And I'm speaking to you today from personal experience. See, I recently started my channel because I had some free time. And the reason I had some free time was because I got laid off from my job of 13 years in January. Now, I'm in my 50s. This is the second time I've been laid off in my life. The last time I got laid off was not long after 9/11. I was working for a telco company and the telecom bubble burst. So I have some experience with this. And also, I've been going through all the steps after you get laid off with my finances. So I thought, you know what? That's probably a very timely topic for me to talk about. So let's get into it. All right. So, as I said, in January, I got laid off and I started making these videos for just personal finance. And in the meantime, I was doing all these financial things for my situation. So today I'm going to talk about the immediate things that you need to think about when you get laid off. And I'm going to talk about a budget and planning. I'm going to share a spreadsheet with you and we're just going to go over it. So the first thing you need to do when you get laid off is just take an inventory of everything. Now, I was fortunate. I did get severance when I got laid off. So that might be true. That might not be the case for a lot of people. And also, as you can suspect with my finance channel, I have an emergency fund saved. And so I have an emergency fund and I have severance. So those are two important things that I take inventory of. And then there's other things that you're going to want to look at, like health insurance, if they're offering COBRA, if you have to do that. If you have any retirement accounts, you want to look into those. Your company should probably give you some information about that. If you're getting unused sick or vacation time, if they're paying that out, my company did not actually pay that out, but again, I got severance, so I guess it's sort of good and bad. But a lot of companies might pay that out as well. So just take an inventory of all those things, write them down, all right, so you know what's going on. And then you want to take a look at your current financial situation. Hopefully you have a budget. If you don't have a budget, then I will link my video about budgeting and I'm going to show you a spreadsheet and we're going to go over it real quick. So, one moment. So, this is a little spreadsheet that I put together and you can see my big pink mouse here. All right, great. So first thing up here, this is the income. As you can see, I have this one set up blank. And again, this is just an example. These are not my expenses, but I will share this sheet and you can use it as a template. So here I have spouse. So I put some income from my spouse. And then you want to list all your bills. So you just go through, you list every bill. What I do is I have a category because this category matches a budgeting app that I use. There'll be a link to that in the description as well. And then I like to put the date that it's due. So I have that listed here. That's just sort of the day of the month. Power, water, internet. You're listing all of these. And I also have these accounts. So whenever I can pay a bill with a credit card, I do that because I get cash back on my card. I don't carry a balance. I pay it off every month. I don't have any credit card debt, but I use these different accounts to pay my bills. So you scroll down here, you can see there's everything here: education, food, trash, groceries, spending money. So you're going to take inventory of all these categories, all right? And you're going to have to start asking yourself which things are essential. You have cleaning or this pest control. Maybe you have lawn service. Maybe you have a car wash that you're paying for. Or so you're going to have to start making some choices about what's essential and what's not. And ultimately what's going to happen is you're going to get to a number here. Hopefully you can see that. Yep. And then I'm going to take this number and I'm going to use it on this burn down chart. So for our number, I think it was 6,000, right? It's 59 something, right? And then you want to put in your savings if you have any savings. All right. I just picked a number here. And then any additional income when you're going to start your severance. And the goal here is that you're going to try to figure out, when are you going to run out of money, right? So that's a question that you're going to want to answer to. And let's say you're getting severance. You put it in here. Let's just say 70,000. Let's say you're getting 7,000 for 3 months. So now with your savings, that will put you at, I don't know, August or September, right? And I've put a little chart here so you can visualize it. And this is just to give you an idea. You can see here, I got this little note here. It tells you when you're out of money. So just sort of give you a little idea. Anyways, I'll link this tool. And I have a copy of this sheet that I did for myself. So I know where my day is. When am I going to run out of money, right? And this will help you with questions. If you're having trouble finding a new job, you might just do some side work or do some side gigs or contracting or something like that to get some income in so that you can extend your savings longer. Maybe you want to take a break. Maybe you want to travel around or do something that you've been putting off. Those are all possible options, but this gives you a clear picture so that you can make a decision on what you want to do. All right, so now we did our budget. We have an idea of our expenses, our income, and another thing that you might want to consider is apply for unemployment benefits. So if you were working as a W-2 employee, then you likely paid your unemployment insurance through your employer, and your employer had to pay a portion of that. Even if you're getting severance, even if your company is paying you, you're still eligible for unemployment. And don't feel bad about taking it. It's your policy, that you were paying into that insurance. So apply for that. It'll vary based off your state, what the requirements are. You have to look for a job and do evidence, and it just depends. Every state is a little different. All right. Another thing you might have to do is contact your creditors, right? You might have some debt, or you might have loan payments. You might want to ask them about getting those lowered. A lot of times, especially with medical bills or any types of student loans, things like that, you can get deferments, you can get lower payments. So that's another thing to consider. And then we talked about health insurance a little bit. In my situation, my spouse works at a place where we were able to get health insurance. So I was fortunate. If you have to get COBRA, or a lot of states offer insurance, and that's another thing that you can learn when you apply for unemployment, and they'll help you with that. So a lot of states do have some sort of government funded Obamacare type insurance that you can get into if you're not employed. And then you're looking at your burn down. You want to review your expenses. We talked about that. Figure out where you can make cuts, or is everything necessary, right? So it'll be a good time to reevaluate, your financial goals, look for new income streams. My plan, I'm applying for jobs. I don't need a job immediately because, again, I had an emergency fund and I'm getting severance. If I make just a little bit of money as a contractor somewhere, I can extend the time that I need to start working quite a long time. So that's another thing that I'm doing. It's just doing some side work. All right. And don't put off setting up the budget and taking a look at it if you've gotten laid off recently. The worst thing you can do is ignore the problem. All right. So make sure you're aware of your situation and what you need to do. And I'm going to do a lot more videos on this topic because I'm going through it right now and I've been through it before. And it seems like a lot of people are going through this. YouTube was sending me all these videos on the algorithm for this topic. Obviously, I don't know, it knows, right? And I feel like it's a hot topic right now. A lot of folks are getting laid off because of the economy, or because of there's even these federal workers getting laid off. So it's a hot topic right now, especially when you're at an age like myself. I'm not far from retirement. I'm a lot closer than most, but I'm not ready to retire. I have a good amount of time left that I want to work. And I don't know if I'll ever fully retire, honestly, because I work in technology, I work on a computer, I can work for a long time, and I enjoy having a job and working and contributing, whether it's for myself or even if it's working with a team. So that's something that's my personal plan. And stay positive, go out there, start looking for jobs, do some side work. Once you have a good idea of your financial picture, it will help it'll help the stress of your situation. I can tell you that. Once I looked at it and I knew what my timeline was, it really did help. And so go out there, do that today. If you have questions, you're not sure how to do it, I'm not a financial advisor, but I will help you. You can just leave me a comment on the video. I love it if you subscribe. If you want to hear more about my journey and how things are going, I'll definitely keep that up to date on this channel, even though it is a financial channel. But I'm going to post updates about my situation and what's going on. So I appreciate you watching the video today. Hopefully you got something out of it. I will share the link to the budget sheet. And again, if you like the video, leave me a like, subscribe, and we'll talk to you soon.